If you live in New York City and your Con Edison bill keeps climbing, you're not imagining it. And the reason isn't just summer air conditioning. Your delivery rates went up this year, they're going up again next year, and again the year after that. Here's exactly how much and why. Let's start with the number that matters to you. Under the rate plan New York regulators approved in January, a typical Con Edison electric customer using 425 kilowatt-hours a month pays about $5.27 more per month. Use less, around 280 kilowatt-hours, and it's about $4. Use more, say 600, and it's closer to $6.81. That's the delivery increase for this year alone. And it's the first of three. Here's how the plan works. In January, the New York Public Service Commission approved a 3-year rate plan for Con Edison. Electric delivery rates go up 3.5% this year, then 3.2% next year, then 3.1% the year after. Gas goes up too. So this isn't a one-time bump you absorb and move past. It's a staircase built to climb every year through 2028. Now, before you assume Con Ed just got everything it wanted, here's the part that's genuinely surprising. It didn't, not even close. Con Edison originally asked for a lot more. The company filed for roughly $1.6 billion in electric revenue, an increase of about 11.3%. For a typical customer, the delivery portion of the bill would have jumped by $14 to $26 a month, depending on usage. The Public Service Commission looked at that request and cut it by about 87%. 87. That reduction saved Con Edison customers roughly $1.37 billion in the first year alone, compared to what the company asked for. So the increase you're paying is real. But it's a fraction of what it could have been. Regulators pushed back hard in the name of affordability. Commission Chair Rory Christian said the 3-year plan was designed to keep customer affordability front and center while still funding the system. It's worth understanding how this process actually works, because it's invisible to most people paying the bill. A utility can't just raise your rates on its own. It files a rate case with the Public Service Commission, a formal request laying out how much more it wants and what for. Then it gets picked apart by consumer advocates, by the Commission's staff, by big customers, over the better part of a year. The utility always asks for more than it expects to get. The regulator's job is to knock that number down to what's actually justified. An 87% cut sounds dramatic, but this is the system working roughly as designed. The opening ask is a ceiling, not the real price, which raises the obvious question. If they cut the request that much, why is my bill going up at all? The answer is capital spending. Con Edison serves 3.6 million electric customers and 1.1 million gas customers across New York City and Westchester County, on some of the oldest and most heavily used infrastructure in the country. The approved plan lets the company invest around $11.7 billion in the electric system and $2.8 billion in gas over the plan's life. Underground cables in Manhattan, substations, storm hardening, property taxes, which in New York City are enormous. All of that flows into the delivery charge, the part of your bill that pays for moving power, not generating it. And that's the key distinction. Your Con Ed bill has two halves: supply, the cost of the actual electricity which Con Edison passes through without profit, and delivery, the cost of the grid, which is what this rate plan raised. When people say their Con Ed bill is brutal, they're usually reacting to the combination, delivery creeping up under this plan, and supply spiking in the summer when demand and market prices surge. That summer spike is worth understanding because it's the part that shocks people. In the hottest months, wholesale electricity prices in the New York market jump. Con Edison passes that supply cost straight through to you, so a July or August bill can look dramatically higher than a March bill, even though your delivery rate didn't change between them. Two different mechanisms, one brutal-looking bill. It also helps to understand why New York City delivery is so expensive in the first place, because it's not the same as delivering power in the suburbs. Most of Manhattan's grid runs underground, in a dense web of cables and vaults that is far more costly to build and maintain than overhead lines. The city's property taxes, which Con Edison pays and then recovers from customers, are among the highest anywhere. And the system serves millions of people packed into a small footprint, running constantly. When you approve almost $12 billion of electric investment, as this plan did, that's what it's paying for. keeping one of the oldest, densest, most heavily used grids in the world from failing. Whether every dollar of it is necessary is exactly what a rate case is supposed to test. Here's what you can actually do about it. In New York, like much of the state, you can choose your electricity supplier through what's called an ESCO, an energy service company, or stick with Con Edison's default supply. You cannot shop your delivery charge. Con Edison owns the wires, and this rate plan sets what everyone pays to use them, but the supply half is, in theory, shoppable. Just be careful, because New York regulators have repeatedly warned that many ESCO customers end up paying more, not less, than they would have on the utility default. So shopping supply can help, but only if you actually read the terms. It is not a guaranteed win. The more reliable lever for a lot of households is Con Edison's own assistance programs. If your income qualifies, the utility offers bill credits and payment agreements that can take real money off the total. Those exist precisely because regulators required them as part of approving these increases. So let's pull it together. Con Edison's delivery rates went up about 3.5% this year, roughly $4 to $7 a month for most residential customers, and they're set to rise again in 2027 and 2028. The company asked for far more, about 11%, and regulators cut that by 87%. Your delivery charge is climbing on a fixed schedule. Your supply charge spikes every summer on its own, and the two together are why the bill feels relentless. The next thing to watch is this coming winter, when the second year of the plan kicks in and delivery rates step up again. When they do, you'll know exactly what it is and exactly why. We'll be here to break it down.